Hello and welcome to the first video from Big Ball Belts. I'm Christian from Big Ball Belts, and I've been a belt collector for about 2 years, and I've wanted to do these videos for quite a long time to kind of get into doing some unboxing, some reviews and some belt chat, because this is my obsession. It's all I think about, it's all I talk about, so I might as well do videos about it as well. But I've had about 12 months of collecting belts because I moved house into this place and we needed a bit of money, so I needed to not spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on belts. So I've had some time off, but I'm incredibly excited to tell you that today and tomorrow are my first new belt days in about a year. So massively exciting. It felt like the best time to start these videos for you now. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll be unboxing this, but then over the next few videos I'm going to take you through my belt collection as it stands right now, and any other various belts that I pick up along the way. But let's get into this one. This I am incredibly excited about. I actually had this belt very early on. This was the second belt that I ever got, but I sold it about 6 months ago and immediately regretted doing that, not considering it's not an easy belt to replace, because I live in the UK, as you can tell, and anything on WWE Shop is not on Euroshop. So and the one that I sold was re-leathered, like really top quality, so I want to make sure that when I do replace it, I replace it with something of equivalent value, or if not better, and this is better. I'm really excited about it. So big shout out to Dan the Postman Dunning, who's really sorted me out here. I couldn't be more grateful. Thank you. But yeah, I suppose I'll start this with answering a question. This is a question that I've been asked a lot online, and some of you might have seen the same one, and it's, is the Elite Series on WWE Shop worth investing in? Are the Elite Series belts any good? And from what I've seen, for the price, I wouldn't say they are, and here's why. For an Elite Series belt, if you're not getting a sale price, you're looking at paying about £1,400, and for that, what you're going to get is the same place with slightly upgraded stones and what they call a top grain leather strap, which on the surface is leather, but on the inside, when you cut into it, it's the exact same stiff stuff that the resin belts are made out of. So it's not really all that much difference for probably triple, if not quadruple, the price of the standard belt. So my recommendation will be to do exactly what's being done here, is to buy the standard plates, upgrade the strap yourself and get it restoned yourself. And what you're going to get there is a belt of far superior quality. By no means ring quality, this is a replica, let's not forget that, but as close as you're going to get to with a WWE Shop replica plate. So this has been re-leathered by Dan Ripley of Drip Leather, and restoned by Nathan Jones of Stones at Bones. I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm so excited to open this. I missed this belt so much, and let's hit that. There we go. Oh, this is always the best bit, isn't it? Is it not? Do you not get excited by this bit when you're about to turn it over? I mean, I've spent a lot of time with this belt. I used to have it, but you know, I've been so looking forward to getting this back. I'm gonna look before you. You can look after. It's my belt. Oh my God. You know, as far as, sorry, I can touch that up. As far as WWE Shop replicas go, this is about as good as it gets. I would say that before this, the replicas on WWE Shop and the Fanatics ones previous to that kind of really struggled in comparison to some of the overseas belt makers, simply because the artwork was never really on point. They seemed to be completely opposed to curving the belts in any way, shape or form. For example, the Big Eagle on WWE Shop, I won't spend money on it. It's flat as a pancake. The artwork's all out of proportion. It just doesn't look right. But then they really stepped it up when they got to this. There was the V1 previous to it, but this V2 is just on another level. But just to give you a bit of brief history on this, this is, as I keep saying, the V2 of 4 iterations of this belt: the V1, V2, V3 and V4. The V1 was first introduced in 2002, awarded to Triple H after beating Chris Jericho for the Undisputed Championship, at which time was the Big Eagle and the Big Gold from the WCW invasion. And then it was swapped for this, the Undisputed WWE Championship, and it remained the Undisputed WWE Championship until later on in that year when the brand split took effect and the moniker Undisputed was dropped, and it once again just became the WWE Championship, at which point they switched it to the V2. The difference between the V1 and the V2, the V1 had a much smaller main plate and kind of a much, well, not much, but slightly smaller strap. It didn't have the black border around the main plate and the side plates. And it was held, you see him on the waist of Triple H. It was synonymous with the American Badass version of The Undertaker. He wore that really, really well, looked great around his waist, sat on that Harley Davidson. But then he was kind of made bigger for, well, I was going to say the bigger wrestlers that were going to wear this, let's call it what it is. It was made bigger for Brock Lesnar, who was going to be the new poster boy of the WWE, and he was. And that's why I've got this with the Brock Lesnar side plate. I'm going to be showing you some close-ups on this, but here is the V2 Undisputed WWE Championship. As you can see there's 6 plates, the proppet plate, 4 side plates, and the main plate. The V3, I couldn't really tell you the difference between the V2 and V3. I'm sure there is somebody more versed with this that could give you the details on that, but what I can tell you, the difference between a V2 and a V4, they're almost almost non-existent really. The main difference is the proppet plate. The 6th plate isn't there, and the strap is much shorter, because as time went on, a lot of the wrestlers that were starting to hold this belt became a lot smaller, so therefore they needed a smaller belt, because the one that was made for Brock Lesnar literally wouldn't fit guys like Eddie Guerrero and Rob Van Dam and the people that were holding it at that time. So yeah, those are the 4 iterations. So the first person to hold this was Triple H, as I say, got it after WrestleMania X8. The last person to hold this will have been 2005. John Cena was the last person to hold it. And how could I forget? Because John Cena won this, and then almost overnight, we had this beautiful, beautiful belt cast to the side and replaced with the spinner, which is the Marmite of all belts. There are a generation of people out there that will tell you the spinner is the greatest belt in WWE history. They're probably the same people that say that the prequel Star Wars movies are the best set out of the series. They are incorrect. But what I will say is this: as much as I hated the spinner for the entirety of its lifespan, recently it has grown on me. I do have one. I bought a bootleg version from Stephen Hammer. It's a great custom belts bootleg of the spinner. I got it simply because there was a great deal on it, and my collection is every iteration of the WWE Championship from the Winged Eagle up until today. So I've been missing this one, and I needed a spinner to complete the set. But as I said, the spinner has grown on me, so I'm on the lookout for one. And again, we live in the UK, so Euroshop does not have them. So if anyone's selling one, get in touch. I'm your man. But yes, back to this. So going across the belt left to right, as I say, you've got the drip belts name stamp there. I did actually like his older name stamp, which was the signature, but this one's really, really growing on me now. This is the second belt of his that I've got with that new stamp on it, this and my Big Eagle, which I'll go into on another video. But yeah, you got the snap box there, really, really beautiful tool, and the attention to detail on this tool is absolutely second to none. You'll get some where the shell tooling around the outside is really inconsistent. You have missing spots, some are further away than others, some are lower down or higher up than others, but this is just absolutely atomically perfect. And it's the same on every single one of his belts. He really is up there with, if not up there with the best, just the best in the game, especially in the UK. But so going left to right, we've got the WWE logo there with the 2 cubic zirconias by Nathan Stones at Bones, or installed by him. Same on that side, and then you've got the proppet plate on the far right side. The closest in side plates are the McMahon family crest lions. I think this was the last belt to feature the McMahon family crest. I know it was definitely on the Big Eagle. I don't think it was on the Winged Eagle, but it was definitely on the Big Eagle and this one. But I don't think we've seen it again. Then you get to this beautiful center plate here. Now I heard, or I read, one of the two, that this the artwork on this belt was designed by a tattoo artist, and that would make a lot of sense when you look at the styling and the placement and the artwork itself. You've got that really American traditional themed eagle there, And again, this was the third in a series of 4 belts, with the eagle being the big eagle, the winged eagle, this, and then the eagle was very prominent on the spinner as well. But this one in particular is really American traditional tattoo style. And then the fonts that they're using, the stars, especially these 4 stars around the outside, really, really, really American traditional tattoo style. So that would make a lot of sense if that was true. And I'm pretty sure that it is. So yeah, that's the main plates covered again. The 6 stones on the main plate and the stones there. I'll give you a low light pan across it so you can see the quality of those stones and how they shine and what a difference a restone belt really, really makes. But yeah, to get a belt of this quality for, let's say, under £1,000 instead of that £1,500 for Elite Series, that's the floppiness of Dan's leather. I say pretty much most of my replicas I've got Dan's leather on there. He's just unbelievable. It always feels great, doesn't it? Doesn't that just feel so natural when you fling it on your shoulder? But yeah, you can see the size of the main plate there. This is definitely the biggest belt in the shop. Actually, maybe a little smaller than the big gold, but obviously this in its creation was like a hybrid of the big gold and the big eagle, being the 2 belts that were formed to make this Undisputed Championship. But yeah, it's a whopper. It's really, really heavy, really, really nice. Just take a quick look on the back. So this was not a send out strap, it was a complete re-leather job. So the screws on the back are all covered, as you can see there, other than the screws that will change the nameplate, which I won't be doing. I'm happy to keep this as a Brock Lesnar nameplate. And there you have it. That is the V2 WWE Shop Undisputed Championship drip leather bones stones. Yeah, I am delighted to have this back in my collection. I can't wait to get it back up on my wall. But for now, well, I consider how I'm going to do that. I'm going to say thank you to you for joining me here today. This has been my first belt video, or any video of any kind for that matter, so I apologise if I've been a little clunky and rambled on a little bit. I'm planning to do a lot more of these, so let's just hope I get a little bit better at this, and then I can kind of hold your attention. That would be the plan. So I am going to be back very, very soon with an unboxing of my next belt that I'll be receiving tomorrow. That is, I'm so excited about that, probably more excited than this one, because the belt that I'm getting tomorrow is a replacement of the first belt that I ever got, and far superior to the version I've got. So I'm going to do an unboxing, bit of a review, and then later down the line I want to do a comparison to show you the difference between a WWE shop version of this belt and a better version. I won't say much more than that, but for now, thank you very much. I've been Christian of Big Ball Belts. I'll see you soon.